As Bill Belichick once said, we're on to Cincinnati. Yup, 2023 Cincinnati Bengals 2023 last grades. Here we go. Hope you guys enjoy. Yeah, let's just go. And with that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Fun NFL, of course. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoyed the Cincinnati Bengals 2023 last grades, of course, coming off a season where they went 12-4. Of course, the other game didn't really count, but whatever. Yes, the Bengals are coming off a great season, of course. Ended the year with a 7-game winning streak. No, wait, what was it? Were they 4-4? Yeah, 8-game winning streak at the end of the regular season. Made it 9 with that 10 with those 2 wins in the playoffs. Then, of course, they fell to the Chiefs in the divisional round, of course. The AFC Championship because of whatever, Joseph Osai, who's had a tough season so far, career up to this point. Of course, we'll get into him when we talk about this defensive line. But either way, starting out with Joe Burrow in this quarterback room, like I don't know why I have to talk about this. Okay, let's talk about this quarterback room. Let's go. First off, Reed Senate, I would bet money he would get caught. Wait, what was the one preseason game he played in? No. I remember him. No, why is it zoomed in so much? Reed Senate, I guess his stats just aren't here. I swear he played in a preseason game. Was it with the Dolphins? Wait. Yes! He started against the Bengals. I'm literally motivated to do this. Yeah, he started. Yeah, here he is. He had a huge game and he got cut. It really sucked for the Dolphins. Well, a couple years ago. So yeah, Reed Senate, he's been in the league a little bit. I remember that game. He was crazy. But yeah, that's about the best he's ever done. Jake Browning, I honestly don't. I actually think he has decent arm talent for a guy who's a pretty horrible pocket passer. And he's a pocket passer. That's the thing about him. At Washington, I didn't really like him there. And there's a reason. Michael Penix just made that offense so much better. Jake Browning is just not very good. I'll tell you this though, he's got a pretty good arm. Trevor Siemian, he's been a long time backup, but ever since he left Denver, he's actually been a decent quarterback. He stunk. He was horrible with the Broncos. Again, he was I wouldn't say he was horrible in 2016, but he wasn't horrible, but he wasn't good. Then he was horrible in 2017. Then he went to the Jets, got hurt, and then 2021 finally got a chance to start again. He was actually pretty darn good. Again, he did struggle with some completions and stuff, but overall, I didn't think he was a bad quarterback. And then last year, of course, wasn't great with the Bears. But yeah, he's not the worst backup to have in the league, even though he's not very good. And then, of course, the guy, the man, the myth, the legend, Joe Burrow. Joe Shiesty, call him whatever you want. Again, he did mess with his calf a little bit during preseason, but he had arguably the best touchdown-to-interception ratio last season at 35-12, which, if you didn't know, is really, really good. Yeah, maybe not as many yards as he had in 2021, but yeah, I do think Joe Burrow will win the passing yards title this season. I don't think he'll win MVP because I do think this Bengals team will lose some games, but I do expect Joe Burrow to have a huge season. And I would say maybe not his best yet, but he'll have a very good season. Maybe the interceptions go up a little. Touchdowns, so should probably stay the same. I hope he doesn't throw 14 again, but yeah. Joe Burrow, he's an elite quarterback. He wins in any environment best deep ball in the game right now. Elite accuracy. Not a great arm, but a good arm. No, he's got a great arm. He doesn't have an elite arm, though. He's got a great arm, though. And again, he can scramble a little bit. And again, he just freaking is amazing. That's what Joe Burrow is. A+, again, it's him and Josh Allen in that basically 1-2. When we get the quarterback rankings, I'll keep repeating that. It's an A+. It's him and Josh Allen that get that grade. And I think it gave someone else. Whatever. Wait, did I give him an A? No, A+. That makes sense. But yeah, Mahomes is on a different level, but Joe Burrow, you can't take away from him. He's an elite. He's the elite, one of the elitist quarterbacks we've seen. Time for the running backs. All right, I'm gonna go from top to bottom with these running backs because it's definitely an interesting situation. Travion Williams, I like a lot because during preseason at least, he's been. I wouldn't say he's been productive, but he's shown something. As a receiving back, I really like him just for the fact that he can really actually block well. He's really not gotten many carries in his whole career. Again, I really like what I saw in 2020 because he was just basically blowing by everyone. He was so fast, breaking a lot of tackles. His vision looked awesome. But he's gotten really light workloads, again, basically lower every season. But this season, I do think he might have be able to shot. I don't even know if he'll make the roster, but yeah, he's a weird back. He really doesn't have many opportunities in the league. I'll talk about Chris Evans first, who's been just absolutely been awesome in preseason. in a training camp. He didn't get a single carry last season. This year, I guarantee he will. He's actually looks like the best back in what's called Bengals training camp, breaking a ton of tackles, and he's just simply being productive and not getting tackled in the backfield. Meanwhile, the guy who I thought was going to replace Joe Mixon, at least at the start of the season, has been not very good. Again, at Illinois, he was by far the best offensive player. He was kind of carrying the whole offense at some point with them. He was that workhorse back who just simply was making a lot of plays, and his vision was just great. Like, very efficient runner, in my opinion. But Chase Brown, he's just been bad in preseason. I don't know what to say. He's just looked bad. And, of course, Joe Mixon, the guy who will be their number one back, I guess. I hope he'll probably stay that because, their backups just aren't great. But, yeah, Joe Mixon, he was horrible last year. Again, if you take that one game away against the Panthers, he had, 700-something yards in, 3 touchdowns. He was horrible. There's no way around it. Joe Mixon is just, again, as a receiver, he was still somewhat productive. I'll give him that. But in the backfield, just no. 2021, the efficiency wasn't there, but the volume and the way he ran was huge. He was such a big power, guy thumper for them. Last season, he didn't show that same use, but I will say, in the playoff game, if this works, in the playoff game against the Bills, he was fantastic. He was their best. He was probably the Bill. Outside of Cam Taylor-Britt, it came up huge for them in coverage, and some of those linemen on both sides of the ball. But yeah, he was awesome. I'll give him that. Joe Mixon was awesome in that playoff game. But outside of that, last season he was just god awful. Just no. Definitely not a top 10 back, but I will say if you can play like that again in the that divisional game again this season in those huge games, Joe Mixon I do think could be a solid back for them as a number one. But again, these other dudes, I think it'll be more of a committee because Joe Mixon seems like he's worn down a little bit. His receiving game's still there, his hands are definitely still there, but just the explosion out of the backfield and the way he just can't break tackles as well, it's just something to watch out for. That's what I got there for the running backs, though. Let's get right into the grade. I'll give this running back room a B-. I already said it. I think Joe Mixon's going to be on a big decline, but again, then I said he still has value. Last season, he was probably an average back. I'll give him the B-. So the depth is definitely concerning because none of those guys have experience, and Chase Brown, who's supposed to be emerging as their number one back at one point, maybe this year or next year. He just hasn't shown it so far. I will say this, though. Joe Mixon, I just think he's worn down and he's older. He's just losing a step here and there, and he's just not being able to beat guys the way he used to be able to. Yeah, he does still flash it, and he can, use his stiff arm and stuff, physically-wise, but he's not going to juke guys out or stuff like that and, beat guys to the edge like he used to. That jump cut, that explosion just isn't quite there anymore. But again, he could probably still be a thumper if he can just get back the way he was in 2021. Yeah, maybe that explosion or that juice might not be there. Again, fresh legs like that, but again, if these backup running backs could help out, this running back room could definitely be a lot more effective than they might be at this point. Time for the wide receivers. Of course, looking at this receiving core, the depth outside of the big three is not that great, but I will say the guys have been able to step up. First off, of course, Jamar Chase. Chase is probably a 5th best receiver in the league, talent-wise, probably even higher. Last season in 12 games, he would probably have had more receiving games if yards he put the whole season. The biggest difference I saw last year from Jamar Chase and the year before is because he toned it down on the aggression of his reps. He wasn't trying to blow by every guy every single time. He still did it. He still did try to when he got the calling for it. But on those street routes, you really tried to create the most separation, the easiest throws for Joe Burrow. Where back in 2021, where he did make it a hard time when guys really shelled him out, he had to beat them. He's starting to be able to beat them with a ton of different routes. You see, outside again, probably that one game against the where was it? Outside of that one game against where was the game? Oh yeah, against the Ravens, where he just wasn't that he was just simply wasn't getting open as much as I expected him to. Again, against Marlon Humphrey. But the second time he played Marlon Humphrey, I think he played first quarter. Yeah, but yeah, Jamar Chase really consistent last season. Yeah, only 554 against the Cowboys, but then again they were triple teaming him. So yeah, in my opinion, again 6 for 29, a touchdown against the Jets, but still, Jamar Chase I think really has emerged as a better receiver. I expect him a lot for his improvements. He's gonna get even better this season. T. Higgins, of course, the guy who's actually emerging more as their big play guy. Of course, Jamar Chase will still be that, but T. Higgins might get a couple more targets downfield. Very good physical receiver, but again, he's not going to be some crazy underneath dude. He does make some of those tempo catches, but he's not going to kill you underneath. That's the one weakness I think he has. You can't you can kind of hold off a little bit, because again, you put him in off, he can't burn you because he can break tackles and run after the catch. Tyler Boyd, I'm not going to lie, in any other receiving room, he's the number 2 or arguably the number 1 receiver, of course. He's dipped in yards the last 3 seasons, but he's super consistent. He can break a ton of tackles, and honestly, his deep route, I think he has to get more deep route targets from what is called Joe Burrow. Last season, he got a little underused in that aspect. Of course, he is their slot, but again, if those fade routes on the sideline get a couple more looks for him, he will, again, have a lot more yards. Trenton Irwin, he's just fast. That's kind of what I've got. I mean, he does rely a lot on crossing routes to get his separation and his targets because his hands aren't crazy. His route running I don't think ever will be that great because just the way he runs, it's just change the direction just ain't there. But again, he does create some stuff, and yeah, he's not a bad guy to have out there once in a while. Charlie Jones, I do actually expect to be decent this season at Purdue. He was their #1 receiver. He was a big part of that offense for sure. But this season, I do expect, again, his route running is decent. He does get off the line pretty well. And, I mean, yeah, I think the one thing that Joe Burrow will like him for is that he can kind of bail him out sometimes and make some big-time catches. But he isn't the best. I don't know. He's just, kind of meh in terms of off the line in his release. Not gonna lie, this guy at Princeton, I watched one game of him and I think it was against Harvard or something. I even forgot. He looked good in preseason though, so I think that's decent. Again, just not very physical as a receiver, but he does make some underneath catches. Trey Taylor, Stanley Morgan might get some playing time. I doubt it though. Again, they got the big 3 and then a bunch of backups. I don't care. Talk about the depth. I gotta give this receiving core an A. They legitimately have at least 2 #1 receivers. Tyler Boyd could be a low end #1 in my opinion, but again, you got those 3 receivers. I don't care if 2 of them get hurt. You still have, again, the depth in the receiving core isn't as good as people would think it would be. So, but the big 3's there. I can't ignore that. I will, but again, when we get to the depth, that will hurt them. But just straight up, they got 3 basically #1 receivers. That's just straight up unfair. So, it comes out to 9, 18, 27, 32 points. The reason it's not an A+ is because, again, the depth just isn't quite there right now. Time for the tight end. Ugh, that's all I'll say about this tight end room. I mean, Jesus, it's not good. Oh, yeah, it's probably a 33. So I'll fix that. Back to it, though, with this tight end room. Probably going to start out with Mitchell Wilcox. He's literally going to be out there to be a blocker. That's literally it. Maybe once a game. Devin Asiasi, I'm done with him. He can't block. He was a huge disappointment with the Patriots. No, he's not good. And of course, you got Drew Sample, who is a decent backup tight end. He creates absolutely 0 separation for a tight end, which was a little concerning. But with the Bengals back in 2020, after C.J. Uzomah got hurt, he did fill in somewhat average in terms of his blocking. And again, he just didn't create much separation. A lot of tough throws for quarterbacks on checkdowns, but he's not a bad backup. And of course, Irvin Smith Jr., who is a backup, had that 1 year back in 2020 where he was promising. Last season, he just, again, in 8 games, his blocking was bad, his receiving was bad. He was just not good. 2020, though, in 13 games, he did catch 5 touchdowns, but, I mean, he's literally a backup tight end. I do not know how he's a starting job. Again, this tight end room is just not very good. The fact they literally don't have a starting tight end has to make me give them a D. The only fair reason I give them a D+ is because, I don't know, maybe Irv Smith has 1 good game, but that's on the nice side. You cannot say they have in the C tier tight end room. It's just not. It's bad. I'm sorry. It's the worst part of their team. Every other position's probably good, but Jesus, this tight end room is bad. But again, it's I don't know. I just don't have any hope. Drew Sample is literally the definition of a backup. He's not a bad backup, but Irv Smith Jr. never can stay healthy, and when he's on the field, he's just not good. It's simple as that. Time for the offensive line. Talk all you want about the sacks, but this offensive line is a really good run blocking unit. It's actually a deeper group than people would think it would be, and their pass protection has gotten better every single year since Joe Burrow has showed up. Orlando Brown Jr., of course, the guy they traded for. No, they signed at Oklahoma, of course, back in 2018. He's slipped around a little bit. He's gotten some gritty contracts, but he's been on 3 of the arguable best teams in the AFC since he was drafted. He's an above-average tackle. Is he a top 10 tackle? Maybe not. His run blocking is really solid, but he's not going to move guys, throw them or anything. His pass blocking is a little above average. I don't think he's anything crazy as a tackle, but he's definitely good. Akeem Udenji, weird dude. He started a little bit. He's not a starting player, in my opinion. He just doesn't have the length. Maybe not the length, but I'll say the length to get to cover the edges consistently. And just the fact that he just isn't that much of a big impactor and just doesn't literally move as a blocker is a little concerning. But he's just, he's got some talent. He's gonna be fine in pass protection. Cordell Volson is the dead average definition of a guard. He actually's gotten better last season, but Just haven't seen too much from him. Like, that's really shown me that, yeah, he's a dog, or that he's, like shut down pass blocker. Ben Brown at Ole Miss, UDFA. He looks really good in preseason. That's about it. Yeah. Ted Karras, average center. He's been on, like, 4 teams. That kind of tells you the story. Trey Hill, don't ask me, no. He's not great. Alex Kappa, good, but not great guard. He definitely shown the athleticism to prove that he could probably be a, dominant run blocker, but I don't know if he has the strength. Max Sharping, backup. I mean, he started with Texans last year. It was pretty putrid. Again, he's kind of old. What is he? Yeah, 27. Which it doesn't seem old, but it is. For him, at least. Jonah Williams, yeah, at this point, he's been a bust. Yeah. He's just really not worked out with the Bengals. I do think he's probably, turned around to around average, though, overall. Again, the pass protection struggles, but at other times he looked really good. Yeah, Jonah Williams is just, he's had a tough career so far. Leo Collins, I give up with him. Ever since, 2019, he's just been a complete mess. When he's on the field, he's okay, but, that's, never. Cody Ford and Jackson Carmen are just not good, but that's because they started. When they weren't starting, the team was better. Yeah, it's actually a really deep offensive line, and I really like what they're doing. The fact that this Bengals offensive line really doesn't have many big holes, and it's not there's no superstar on the offensive line, but there is good depth, which will come back for sure for them. I'll give them a B. This offensive line, again, it's not good. I mean, it's not great, but it's a good group. If they had, let's say they had maybe not Quentin Nelson. If they had let's say if they somehow got Chris Lindstrom, they'd be A tier. Do they have that now? No, because the other guys are just kind of average. The interior's decent. Tackles, again, are decent. Jonah Williams is probably a little below average, but I just don't know. This offensive line doesn't, make me crazy. I do again, I'm really excited about the depth, but the, the best guys they have on the field aren't that crazy. That comes up to about 6, 12, 16 points for that offensive line. Let's look at the offensive overall grade. And even with the terrible tight end position, this offense still comes into about a B+. I'll give them an A-. I don't care. Their offense is really freaking good. The reason it's not A tier is because they can't get shut down. You saw a couple times last year, at least in the beginning of the season. When they shut down Jamar Chase and they made Joe Mixon try to beat them, it didn't work out. The offensive line fell apart because, again, they're kind of trying to block for Joe Burrow while he's trying to find receivers that aren't open. And yeah, T. Higgins can get a little inconsistent at times. Tyler Boyd's always fine though. But I'm a little concerned about about setting the edge with this offense in terms of the run game. We'll get back to the identity. But yeah, this offense does have games or parts of games where they do struggle a little bit. But the big plays usually kick in. Again, last season the big plays weren't quite as often. But then again, you gotta expect that, considering the fact that they were the most explosive offense in the league the year before. So yeah. So what I got for the offense, it's a really good group. They should be fine. But again, there are parts where they kind of fall that tier. But either way, let's look at this defense, starting with the linebacking core, which is really good. Oh, the Bengals do run a 4-3, which means defensive line twice. But then again, I love this linebacking core. Okay, Logan Wilson should be a top 10 linebacker by the end of the year. He's been really good at, basically every single season. Yes, in coverage is a bigger linebacker. Is he great? No. But is he somewhat serviceable and does he manage it? Yes. He forces a ton of turnovers. He makes a ton of plays. And he's a really hard guy to break the tackle from. Because when he gets on you, and he does basically every time, it's really hard to get around him. And yeah, he's super, super important with those B and C gaps. Joe Bachi. Weird because he's honestly the only linebacker on this team that I really think can go gap to gap and just absolutely throw guys off the sideline. But then again, his tackling just hasn't really improved at all. I think that's one of the reasons he got a lot less snaps last season. He also struggled to stay healthy, but he's got a lot of potential. Jermaine Pratt, I wouldn't say he's average. He's probably a little above average, but his play is probably going to amount to around average. But ever since he's become a Bengal, he's basically been the center of their defense. In coverage, he's decent, not great. He does miss some tackles once in a while. He ain't going to be the most flashy dude in the world. But yeah, Jermaine Pratt is just the rock of this defense. He's huge. Jalen Moody, I'm not going to lie. I have no idea how the heck he's going to be their backup linebacker, middle linebacker this year. But I will say this. He's not the most athletic dude. He's kind of slow, but he does make a lot of plays, and he won't get burned in coverage, just one way or another. So yeah, Jalen Moody, very undesirable prospect, but at least in the league, I think he will work out. Akeem Davis Gaither, I would say he's average, honestly, probably again a little bit above average, but He hasn't really had a chance to start at all, kind of last year, but he's kind of just that, like, guy who sits back and makes a tackle once in a while. He doesn't really do anything special. He'll play his zone, he'll make the quarterbacks look a different way, but he's just really not that crazy. He's good, but not that crazy. Marcus Bailey, backup, like, there's no way around it. Like, he's been good, but, like, no, he's never going to be a starter. That's all I got for the Bengals. Linebacking core. Yeah, I'll give their linebacking core probably a B. Again, Akeem Davis-Gaither is just not that crazy. He's probably going to honestly be like around average. But Logan Wilson and Jermaine Pratt are both pretty good. Logan Wilson could be an elite linebacker by the end of the year. The depth is good. Honestly, this linebacking core is a lot better than people give it credit for. It's a good group. It's definitely a big part of their defense. That comes out to 9, 8. You know what? Do I give him a B minus? I got to keep him B because Logan Wilson is just going to be even better than this year. Like, again, a little bit of projection while, but, like, towards the end of last year, he was, like, a really good linebacker. And then again, like, Jermaine Pratt's probably like a B minus. Akeem Davis, do I give him a B minus? I'll give him a B. The depth's good. Comes out to 9-18. What is that? 24 points. Time for the defensive line. Alright, as a whole, this defensive line is going to really stop the run well. Let's first talk about Sam Hubbard, who led them in sacks back in 2019. He's really good with his bend. He's not the most athletic dude, so he does rely on a lot of different moves. But yeah, he gets pressure somewhat consistently, and he does shed blocks really well. Like, he's got really good hands. He can move guys. I mean, maybe not move guys super well, but yeah, he can get around guys pretty easily, and he's just really consistent. Myles Murphy, the guy they drafted, to probably be a more explosive power rusher. Again, the athleticism isn't off the charts like people would expect it to, but the way he gets after quarterbacks is that power move, then usually a jump cut or something like hesitation, which means he's got a decent plan. But then again, like, there's a reason he didn't go, like, high in the draft, just simply because he doesn't have that superstar potential. Maybe he will be, but right now, just not there. He, again, be a little more explosive. He'll be a harder guy to stop than maybe Sam Hubbard will be, but he will get a lot of good rotations. But either way, again, in the run game-wise, he's a beast. Cam Sample, really underrated, actually. He was a big part of this defense in terms of run defense, but that's kind of about it. That's kind of all he offers. Trey Hendrickson, the number one pass rusher on this team, only 8 sacks, yes, last year, but wasn't he hurt? I swear he was hurt. No, he played 15 games. Yeah, maybe he wasn't as great as he was in 2021, but he still made, I don't know. Trey Hendrickson was weird, because he does get pressure, but wasn't crazy great last year. Joseph Outside, rough start to his career, but last season, in the 16 games he played, again, he really got hurt the year before. As a rotational dude, he was serviceable. The interior, though, is where they make their money. DJ Reader is a top 10 interior IDL. Run defense-wise, he's probably the 3rd best in the league behind, let's say, maybe Vita Vea and Aaron Donald. He is ridiculous. Yeah, last year only played 11 games, but he is impossible to defend because he can move a little bit, which is crazy to say, but for a guy his size, but he can. B.J. Hill, a little more consistent, adds you a little more juice, but yeah, B.J. Hill is a good interior guy. He's had 5.5 sacks two seasons in his career. Yeah, that's what I got there. The depth, Zach Carter and Josh Tapu. Josh Tapu first. For a guy who's been in the league a little bit, last season was probably his most productive, kind of. Yeah, he's a good backup dude. He can get consistent pressure, which is rare for a guy like him, but yeah, he can do it. And then Zach Carter, of course, the rookie season last year, only played, probably as a backup a little bit. Came in and just did his job somewhat, but yeah, definitely don't want to see him on 3rd down. That's what I got there, though. Alright, look at this run defense and just this overall continuity of this defensive line. I like it. The reason they're not going to get do I give them a B+? Again, the interior is really good. The depth is good. Sam Hubbard, I'll give it a B+. Just the fact that, again, the interior is really solid. The depth is good. Again, I like this defensive line a lot. They're going to stop the run. It's fine. I like what they're doing. 18 points. Maybe it's not the most flashy, but it's definitely a good group. Time to pass rush now. Alright, pure pass rushing standpoint. Sam Hubbard, again, like I said, he's got good bend, not great bend. He doesn't rely on it. He usually, he's got some power moves, but it's more, again, the swim moves and a lot of chopping and scissors type of stuff. He's got a pretty good toolbox that he has to rely on because he isn't going to get you a ton of consistent pressure, but he will convert on the chances he gets. Trey Hendrickson, more of that volume pressure type of dude, but then again, yeah, he's not going to be the most impactful overall, again, with setting the edge and stuff like that. In terms of getting around the edge, he's not that type of dude. He's really good at going into the interior, though, and moving guys. That's what he does. Trey Hendrickson, again, maybe not the 14 sacks bonker season he had 2 years ago, but again, a little bit of a down year, but he's still really good. Myles Murphy, I already talked about him, but yeah, he's got really good bend, really good power moves. He just, again, has a decent plan. He just needs to be more consistent. Joseph Osai, probably actually, I could argue the most athletic player out of these guys on this defensive line. The only issue with him is just, then again, he just doesn't get enough reps. I do think he'll be able to get there, though. Cam Sable, again, not going to be much of a pressure dude, but he will get a sack here once in a while. DJ Reader, BJ Hill, ton of push. They just got it. I mean, BJ Hill will actually be able to be, like, blow by guys once in a while. DJ Reader is going to basically move dudes. That's how he gets his sacks. So, the interior is huge for this defensive line, but then again, if, like, DJ Reader or BJ Hill goes down, it could be a little bit of an issue because Josh DePue and Dak Carter just aren't the same players as they aren't supposed to be because they're backups, but again, they've got like 4 guys that I'm confident. Again, Cam Sable will, very inconsistent, but he can make plays. The interior will do their job. Again, it's a pretty good group. Meanwhile, I'll give this pass rush a B. Again, the interior will get good pressure. Just the fact that Trey Henderson wasn't the, like, legit number 1 like he was 2 years ago, I can't give him that. Again, he was still getting a good amount of pressure when he played. He just, again, didn't look the same. That's why I got to give him the B. That's literally why. Outside of that, again, they're pretty solid. Guns out of 12, 24, 32 points. Let's look at this cornerback room. Alright, this cornerback room, in a couple words, is money. Because Chidobe Awuzie might be a top 10 corner. Might be. Because in 8 games last season before he got hurt, oh god. No, wait, not before he got hurt. He got like 8 different injuries. He had a rough season. But, yeah, oh my god, he was a really hard guy to get open against. Not only was he a ton better in press, but he didn't, I don't think he got beat over the top once. Yes, a couple times in the end zone he got beat, but, like, he did not get beat, like, literally at all over the top. Again, 2021 was probably, I wouldn't say he was better, because in the 8 games he played last year, like, even though the injuries hampered him, he looked so good. Like, you gotta realize, Chidobe Awuzie is a really good number 1 corner. Maybe not, like, the best of the best, but he's definitely close. DJ Turner, again, the rookie, I do expect to get some snaps. Again, he's looked good in preseason so far. Again, Michigan, he wasn't that insane overall. Like, the athleticism was definitely there, but he didn't make his, he wasn't a huge playmaker, like, with interceptions and stuff like that. But, again, and then again, as a guy who played in the outside, he's definitely a hard guy to beat. But I will say this, his hip fluidity definitely needs to improve. Like, that's what I gotta say. Coming out of college and stuff like that, that's what he gotta do. Cam Taylor, but on the other hand, he's super athletic. Again, another guy, really hard to beat, like most corners should be. But I will say this about him, in zone, he's not that good. He's I would say he's got, like, you know, you say brick hands with, like, Jamal Adams because he can't really make any plays on the ball. He's not going to really read the quarterback and, like, get a pick 6 or anything like that. That's just not his game. But he's kind of like a man corner. Chidobe Awuzie can play a lot more zone. That's the one thing about these corners. They're really, again, it's not a bad thing per se, but they really don't have a true zone corner. I mean, Mike Hilton definitely can do that as, like, the 2nd or 3rd best slot in the league. No, like, 4th or 5th. Like, he's really good. Like, he's been really good his whole career. I will say this, though, when he does get matched up against, like, a bigger guy, he does tend to struggle, but Mike Hilton is able to make tackles and is able to survive against the run, where the fact that he can cover guys on 3rd down. Sidney Jones, again, he's just been, like, bounced around basically every team at this point. Sidney Jones is just, it's a complete mess. In 2021, when he started, he wasn't good. Like, literally the only season he actually started. And then last year with the Raiders, it's backup. He got cut. Yeah, he's just not great. Jalen Davis, I have some expectations for, but yeah, that's kind of about it. Alan George, this guy, I don't know how this guy is black. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry I said that, but, like, Alan, the way this is spelled, this is the most white name ever. I'm sorry, but yeah. Out of Vanderbilt, he's looked good. Maybe makes the team. Probably not, though. So, they've got, what is that? They've probably got, like, 4 corners that I'm confident in. Sidney Jones is just not very good. They've got number 1 and number 2. Really don't have a zone corner right now, which is a little concerning. I'll still give this cornerback from a B. Again, DJ Turner's still a rookie, but he will be able to go out there and cover guys really well. Again, in dime packages, they can literally afford to bring blitzes because, maybe even 0 blitzes, because they just have the corners that can play man really well. DJ Turner's definitely more of a press guy than Cam Taylor Britt. Again, he can get beat to the outside a lot. Like, his outside leverage needs a lot of work, but he doesn't get baited too bad either. So I'll give him a B. He doesn't always play the rules. He's some of the rules really well, but it's whatever. Like, he's good. 6, 12, 16 points for that cornerback room. Time for the safeties. All right, let's talk about this safety room. It's definitely an interesting group. Tyson Anderson is a great special teamer, but I'd be surprised if he really gets any huge reps starting, because he's just doesn't seem like a great enough tackler just yet. Jordan Battle, though, of course, out of Alabama, a 3rd round pick. He will get some reps. He's a much better tackler than Nick Scott, but he can't really cover, so that's got to do some work again too. Michael Thomas, not the receiver, but the more healthy one. He's been in the league like forever. Michael Thomas has been a backup. I mean, yeah, he's the one year with the Dolphins back in 2015, which I don't know how I remember, but I do. He's been a backup most of his career. He's a solid tackler, but again, the coverage just isn't crazy. Yeah, that's what Michael Thomas does. Nick Scott, he's decent in coverage. Again, with the Rams last season, he just wasn't that crazy. Did have 86 tackles, though. He didn't look great. Again, in coverage, he wasn't as good as he was back in 2021, where he was honestly money. But then last season, again, wasn't the same guy in coverage, but his tackling was just atrocious. I don't know how he had 86 tackles, but yeah, it wasn't good. Nick Scott, I do like, because he was a huge part of that Super Bowl run. Again, really sucks that he left the Rams, but yeah, he wasn't the greatest. He's a little below average. And then Dax Hill, who is a freak in terms of coverage. I expect him to be one of the best AFC cover free safeties. I don't expect him to make 100 tackles or anything like that, but Dax is going to have to be a really good, what is called ball hawk, because if he ain't that, I don't know what he's going to be. So for the safety room, I'll give them a C. Yeah, I'll give them a C. So Dax Hill, I do expect to be good, but Nick Scott, again, he has his liability, he has his concern. There's good parts about him, there's bad parts about him, but overall, it's just like the safety room isn't that thrilling. Michael Thomas, again, the old fart, and then Jordan Battle are just backups. I mean, they're not terrible, but Jordan Battle, again, he's just got to do a lot more stuff overall. Again, tackling wise, I do expect him to be on the field a little more as some other rookies, which might even get him. Maybe not in the conversation for defense rookie of the year, but he's in the conversation for like defense, a rookie team maybe. So yeah, I'll give it a C for now. But again, the safety room definitely has room for improvement for sure. That comes up to 9. 15 points for that safety room. Let's talk about the overall defensive grade. This defense comes in the C+ range. I'll give them a B-. Yes, again, people do think this defense is good. Lou Aramu will obviously make them do a really good job. But overall, with the talent, they don't have a superstar. They've got a lot of good depth on this defense for sure. But outside of Logan Wilson, maybe Trey Henderson can get back to his old self. But they don't have an elite player on this defense. Again, outside of maybe Trey Henderson in his best, and hopefully Logan Wilson. They do have, so again, the safeties are concerning. The safety, again, the corners are going to have to play a lot of freaking man, which will wear them down. They will eventually get beaten. The pass rush, again, is good, but how good can it be? I don't know yet. So, it's, again, there's a little bit of question marks. That's why I got to give them the B-. Overall talent, again, outside of probably Trey Henderson and, again, Logan Wilson, again, like I said in the future, they don't have an elite player on this defense. I got to give them a B-. Let's look at the special teams unit. Alright, special teams for Cincinnati. Of course, Evan McPherson, ever since getting drafted in 2021, he's been one of the best kickers in the league. Of course, he does miss a couple kicks once in a while, a couple big kicks once in a while too, but yeah. Evan McPherson is a really good young kicker. Drew Chrisman, below average punter. He got drafted in 7 games last season when he played. He wasn't that fantastic. But then again, if he does a better job manipulating returners for sure, I think he'll be fine. Trent Taylor as a returner is good. Not great though. He's consistent, but he's never going to bring one to the house. Chris Evans, on the other hand, can bring one to the house. I think he has, right? Has he? As at least as a returner? No, he actually hasn't bring one to the house. But he's definitely consistent with it. Like, he's got a lot more potential, but he hasn't really shown it yet, though. Cal Adamitis, whatever, it's a long time, we're not going to lie, no idea how good he is. I guess I got to watch him more, but either way, yeah, it's a good special teams unit. I'll give them a B-. They're serviceable. Their punts don't get blocked. They don't shank stuff. They don't blow games. Like, they're whatever. They, again, good kicker. Decent returners. I'm good with giving that. 3, 6, 7 points for the special teams unit. Let's talk about the depth of the Cincinnati Bengals. This will be really fun. Alright, there's one position on this team that I'm concerned about. It's quarterback and running back with depth. First off, quarterback depth is probably about a D+. Trevor Siemian, even if he does play, he'll find a way to get hurt. So, that's what I got. And then, like, Jake Browning, again, good arm, but that's literally it. Running backs, how do I put this nicely? None of them have shown the ability to start, and Joe Mixon is just on a tough path. The depth on this, again, they've got guys, again, it's really tough to get this. I'll give them a C-. So, C-, D+, it's just not great so far. Wide receiver depth, probably about a C+. No, a C. The reason is a C because they got 3 dudes. But outside of that, it's really thin. But the fact they got 3 number ones, just, I gotta give them the C. I don't know. It's not a deep group, but I gotta give them the C. Tight end, probably a C+. It's actually not too bad. So that probably gives their grade right now about a C-. shaky C. I'll say shaky C. Offensive line depth though is probably a B plus, which means they probably go up to about a C plus. The offense, the skill position depth is just not good. It's pretty bad. But the offensive line and tight end depth is decent. You know, I could probably bump that down to C minus, so they probably get a C. Offensively, it's a little shaky. Defensively now, linebacker depth is probably about a B minus. It's not too bad. Defensive line, you know, I'd probably give them a C plus. Defensive line depth, B, it's good. Pass rush depth, B again. Again, it's pretty good. Cornerback depth, B. Safety depth, C. What do we get? C, C plus, and a lot of B's. Probably about around B minus, between B minus and C. Their depth is about a C plus. The Bengals have like a good, again, a lot of teams have decent depth, which is awesome. But then again, like the skill position group, it's really thin. And again, this wide receiver core, they got 3 number ones, but outside of that, it is so shallow. I'm sorry. Tight end though, whatever. And then again, running back is just a mess right now. So C plus, like I have their depth. Defensively, they're pretty solid. I'm good with that. Let's talk about their identity after I do some calculating, which means they got 24 points there. Let's look at the here we go. Bengals identity. So what the hell is this Bengals offense going to look like this year? Pretty similar to last year, but I do expect a little more play action, so they don't get in those third and long situations where they have to like pull crap out of their butt and make plays. But the running game is a little concerning because again, really what Joe Mixon did back to 2021, really getting big plays, was he was a thumper. He was really, like, I wouldn't say hard to tackle, but he was really annoying to tackle. And no, not annoying. He was a hard guy to tackle in 2021. The people did, well, I wouldn't say, again, for a different reason, psychologically, he was a bowling ball. Not only that, though, again, he broke a lot more tackles. Last season, didn't break nearly as many tackles. Yards up to contact, not even close to as good. His vision was terrible overall. They just didn't have the same juice in the run game. Chase Brown should be that, but he's just not shown it in training camp so far and in preseason. So like, just the fact that this running game, I don't think will be dynamic at all. Will really put it on Joe Burrow, which I don't think is a bad thing per se. But then again, these receivers, they got to keep consistently getting again, they'll be fine, but again, what the defense really selling at the stop the pass in this running game will probably come back to. I don't know. They should be fine with all their weapons, but this tight, again, setting the edge for this offense, it's going to be a lot of guys just flying around the edge because they don't have the guys to, outside of Orlando Brown, to really set the edge for these running backs. I do think guys will be able to tee off the edge a little bit. Interior-wise, though, I think they'll be solid. So, again, Joe Burrow with this offense, they should be fine. They'll figure things out usually, but I wouldn't be surprised if they have a week or two where they're just trying to figure things out, like I just said. So, I'll give their offensive identity a B. It's just the fact that, again, like, they'll figure it out, but they'll have a couple issues. Linebackers, when you look at this defensively wise, defensive line will be expected to penetrate, but again, the guys who are always making the tackles are these linebackers. Again, once in a while, the guys off the edge, like Trey Henderson, maybe will make a play. More likely, it's going to be like Sam Hubbard, though, or again, also an interior dude. So the defensive line will make plays in the run game, but the linebackers are expected to make a lot of tackles, as well as pressure wise. Again, the pass rush is a lot of the edge guys, but the interior really does help them out. So, just that overall line, again, the front seven should be pretty fine. Like, there won't be problems. Secondary-wise, though, safeties don't get beat over the top or, like, blow coverage because these corners are playing man usually one-on-one. That's what I'm going to guess they're going to want to do because they are going to want to run some blitzes to get, like elite pressure rates, which are insane pressure rates. So, Lurambo will be smart, but he will dial up some big blitzes. So, I think that will be a little bit risk-reward, again, with these safeties not being the most confident in coverage yet. I'll be honest, I'll probably give him like a B. I'll give him a B minus, but they will be really aggressive, which will really pay off in the long run, in my opinion. So, looking at their identity, I'll probably give them a B minus. They will figure things out, but I do think this Bengals team, at least, I do think they'll have games where, I'll give them a B. They'll figure things out. That's all good. They will have issues. They'll figure them out, though. That's what I gotta say. 15, 30, 40 points for the identity of the Bengals. Let's look at their overall roster grade now. And the Bengals roster grade falls into a B range, which I kind of get, but I'm going to give them a B because offensively I gave them an A minus, and their defense is about a B minus. That figures pretty well. Their depth is okay. Their identity is fine. They will figure things out. I do think this Bengals team for sure isn't as talented as maybe they were. Honestly, you can argue, were they more talented last year? They were. So, yeah, the Bengals for sure aren't as, maybe not as, I wouldn't say less talented, but they're a different type of roster than they were last year, like most teams are, but I'm not feeling as much as they used to be, but this Bengals roster I still think is good. You know, I'll give him a B+, because I gave other teams B+. I'll give him a B+. The Bengals got a really good roster, but, you know what? Honestly, probably a B, because, yeah, I'll give him a B. Talent-wise, this Bengals roster isn't that crazy. It's a really good roster, but it's not as crazy as people might think it would be. I don't think it's insane, talent-wise at least. Because, again, Joe Burrow's elite, but there are some positions I'm like, eh. So, yeah, I'll give him a B. Again, it's a pretty good team, but I'm struggling. Do I give him a B+? But what does the points show? A B? Yeah, never mind. It's a B+. What am I doing? B+. That's all I got. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah, see you in the next one. What do I got? Oh, yeah. Down to the bayou next.
9 pass underneath Juwan Johnson. Another first down. Spinning his way. Lunging and reaching. They'll mark him down just shy of the goal line. 18 yards and it's first and goal.
Right, just a little shallow cross right here, off the line of scrimmage, wide open, and then his ability to do things in the open field. Remember, he came into this league as a wide receiver. I'm not so sure that he didn't break the plane there, Adam. I think he broke the plane. Yeah, Andy Dalton knows. He sees what I see. Catch skills.